On homecoming morning, I saw my college essay before I reached my locker. Someone had printed it 27 times and taped the pages across the entire senior hallway. Every page had the same words slashed over it in red marker: plagiarist. People were already filming. Somebody whistled. Somebody else read my title out loud. 2 front doors. I stopped so hard my backpack strap dug into my shoulder. That essay was private. I had revised it 7 times. It was about my mother. About the apartment where she raised me, about the house my father moved us into after she died, and about how I had spent the last 3 years feeling like I stood between 2 doors. One I could enter and one that had been locked before I ever touched the handle. I had only shown it to 3 people, Maya, Noah, and Ms. Keller, my college counselor. I reached for the nearest page before my fingers touched the paper. I heard heeled boots on the tile. Savannah Reed came up behind me with one hand looped through Noah Bennett's arm, my ex, my stepsister, and hanging at Savannah's throat was my mother's silver necklace. Dana had told me last month she had put it away for safekeeping. Apparently safekeeping meant letting her daughter wear it to watch me get publicly skinned alive. "Oh my God," Savannah said softly. "Lena, are you okay?" She was good at that voice. Concern wrapped around cruelty in a silk ribbon. I did not look at her face. I stared at the necklace. "Take it off." She blinked. "What?" I said, "Take my mother's necklace off." The hallway went quiet for half a beat. Noah shifted beside her. "This isn't the time," I turned to him. Varsity jacket, clean jawline, golden boy posture, the exact kind of boy schools put on brochures when they want donors to believe character still matters. He met my eyes, then looked away too fast. "That was enough. Then when is the time?" I asked. "After you 2 finish using my face for content." Savannah let out a tiny sigh. "Everyone is watching," I noticed. I tore 1 page off the lockers and crushed it in my hand. That was probably the point. Noah stepped closer. "Lena, don't do this, don't touch me." His hand stopped in midair. Right then, a discipline office assistant hurried down the hallway with a clipboard. "Lena Joe, yes. You need to be in the assistant principal's office at noon for an academic integrity meeting." Her tone was perfectly neutral, like she was announcing whether not stepping on my throat. "About what?" I asked. Her mouth moved, careful and cautious. Savannah answered before she did. "Probably the plagiarism thing." The assistant shot her a look. "I can't discuss the details in the hallway." I almost laughed. "You can't discuss them, but she already knows them." People started trading glances. Savannah's expression flickered. "I was guessing." "You guess with incredible precision." Noah finally said my name again. "Lena, where were you last night at 10:20? The question came out before I had to think about it. He answered too quickly. "Training room." Too fast, too clean, like he had rehearsed it. Around us, phones kept rising, whispers kept moving, but at that point I was no longer thinking about embarrassment. Embarrassment is messy and impulsive. This wasn't. This was scheduled. Timed. Placed in the busiest hallway of the year on the one day every person in school would be hungry for a public collapse. Whoever did this was not trying to make me look stupid, they were trying to make me leave. At noon I walked into the assistant principal's office and found 4 people waiting. The assistant principal, Ms. Keller, Dana Reed, and me. The room felt so carefully arranged, it might as well have come with funeral flowers. The assistant principal slid a brown evidence envelope across the desk. "Lena, there are 2 issues we need to clarify." "Go ahead." Ms. Keller took the lead first. "Your Common App personal statement appears to substantially overlap with a state writing competition entry submitted by Savannah Reed." She laid the 2 documents side by side, mine on the left, Savannah's on the right, same architecture. Same emotional beats. Same lines in the middle where I wrote about my mother clipping discount coupons and keeping them in the zipper pocket of her wallet. Savannah's version had changed my mother to my aunt. She had swapped the detergent smell in the apartment hallway for the lemon wax at my grandmother's house. She had taken poverty and dry cleaned it. "You think I copied her?" I asked. Dana leaned forward with her best compassionate parent voice. "Lena, it is not about who wrote first. Then what is it about? The school has received a formal complaint. From whom? That is not the central issue, it is for me." The assistant principal tapped the second page. "There is also a report that your student account accessed the homecoming queen voting back-end last night at 10:07 p.m. He rotated the screenshot toward me. My username was visible, so was the school guest network. I stared at it. At 10:07, I was at the basketball game covering halftime for yearbook. That is part of what we are reviewing. Dana folded his hands. Sweetheart, this has been a stressful season for you. Applications, a breakup, tension at home. If you voluntarily withdraw your ED application and take a short leave before this becomes formal, that would protect you from a lot of unnecessary damage. I looked at her. You want me gone? I want a graceful solution. That word again. Graceful. Dana used it whenever she wanted me to disappear without calling it that. Be graceful at dinner. Be graceful around guests. Be graceful when Savannah needed family unity. Now. Be graceful and withdraw the application I had been building for a year. I pulled the evidence envelope closer. There was a printer code stamped on the corner, and a timestamp, 10:12 p.m. last night. I looked up. Who printed this at 10:12? Ms. Keller answered too smoothly. It was compiled this morning. The timestamp says otherwise. The assistant principal picked up the packet. Dana moved first. It may be a system cache issue. Maybe. I set the packet down. And maybe Savannah also randomly guessed what this meeting was about before staff informed me. The room tightened. Ms. Keller's face went flat. Lena, your tone is not helping you. What would help me? Confessing to something I didn't do. No answer. Dana reached across the desk and tried to place her hand over mine. I pulled away before she touched me. Don't. Her expression cooled. Your father is flying back tomorrow morning. I'd prefer not to turn this into something uglier before then. I stood up. I have one question left. Why did Savannah know the topic of this investigation before I did? No one spoke. Not the assistant principal, not Dana, not Ms. Keller. That silence gave me more than any answer would have. Then the assistant principal cleared his throat. Until the review's complete, you are not to access the voting system, the yearbook playback station, or any student media accounts tied to tonight's event, and it would be wise to avoid public conflict with Savannah. There it was, not an investigation, containment. They were not looking for the truth. They were waiting for me to surrender before they had to prove anything. I did not go to homecoming rehearsal after school. I went home. Strictly speaking, it was my home too, in practice. For the last 3 years, it had mostly felt like a hotel where I was permitted to occupy one room as long as I stayed grateful. The first thing I checked was the printer on my desk, white HP, bought with my own summer money. Savannah used to call it cheap. Dana used to call it clutter. Now it was sitting there quietly as if it had not been used to frame me less than 20 hours earlier. I opened the print history. Date, October 27. Time, 10:08 p.m. Remote device. iPadSR job name, 2 front doors 2 pot TF. Copy 27. I stared at the initials, Savannah Riat. She had not even bothered to rename the device. I screenshotted everything, then checked the cloud log. There had been another access attempt at 12:41 a.m. failed. That was the same time my room breaker had tripped. I had assumed it was one more old house problem. Apparently, someone had tried to come back for cleanup. My phone buzzed. Maya. I cut the game footage you wanted. I opened it immediately. The gym lights made everyone look overheated and artificial. At 9:57 p.m., Noah stood from the bench, said something to an assistant coach and slipped it through the sided door. He returned at 10:18, 22 minutes gone. I watched it twice. His walk had urgency in it, not bathroom urgency, not trainer urgency, meeting Sumyon urgency. Another message came in. Can we talk? Noah, outside. When I went downstairs, he was already standing by the front tree with his hands in his pockets. He always started from that pose when he wanted to talk his way out of consequences. What are you doing here? Trying to explain. Then explain. He looked tired in the curated, careful way attractive boys do when they want sympathy before accountability. It's not what you think. That line is older than both of us. Savannah has borrowed the structure. I actually laughed. Borrowed the structure. Lena, she was under pressure, so she stole my essay, she changed it. That is not the defense you think it is. He dragged a hand through his hair. He used to do that when he got stuck on AP Lit essays and wanted me to fix them for him. You write fast anyway. That sentence landed like a slap. Not because it hurt my feelings, because it explained everything. To him, my work had never belonged to me. It was a resource, a refillable one. Do you even remember what that essay is about? I asked. Yes, of course you do. You sat next to me while I rewrote the ending 3 times. You told me the line about the lock worked better than the paragraph about grief. His jaw tightened. He had not expected me to remember details. That was his mistake. People who use you often confuse your generosity with stupidity. I didn't mean for this to blow up, he said. Then what did you mean? No answer. What about the voting back end? That wasn't me. He said it too fast, too sharp. I watched his face. Where were you at 10:07 making a call? To whom? Silence. I held up my phone with the printer log on it. Savannah's iPad connected to my printer at 10:08. You disappeared from the gym at 9:57 and came back at 10:19. So you can keep lying if you want, but you're lying against timestamps now. For 1 second his face lost its polish. That second was enough. You used my house, my printer, and probably my school login. He swallowed. You don't have all of it. No, I said, not yet. But I have enough to know you're already in this up to your neck. I stepped closer. And you should start worrying about whether Savannah plans to drown alone. Savannah had an appointment at a salon on the main line. She would never miss a full glam slot on homecoming day. Dana had some wine and Donna function before the event. The house was quiet in the expensive, upholstered way that always made me feel like I was breathing too loudly. Savannah's bedroom door was unlocked. That also tracked. She had spent most of her life moving through rooms with the confidence of someone who had never been told no by the room itself. I went straight to the desk. Second drawer. There was a sticky note on the front that said handwriting samples. Inside was my summer draft, my actual one. Same slant, same coffee mark in the upper right corner. Same crossed out middle sentence where I could not decide whether to call my old apartment building cramped or exhausted. Behind it sat Savannah's typed version. She had laundered every real detail into something wealthier and cleaner. She had turned a late fee notice into a country club bill. She had turned my mother's coupons into charming family eccentricity. It was grotesque. I took photos of every page. Then I saw something sticking from her makeup bag, a shipping label. Spare brass key. Delivered September 14, recipient, Savannah Reed. That was the day after my old bedroom lock first jammed. Dana had said the locksmith was delayed. Apparently the locksmith had not been the delay. The delay had been that Savannah wanted a copy first. I had just slipped the label into my pocket when the front door downstairs opened. Footsteps, then the staircase. Fast. Precise. Dana pushed the bedroom door open and saw me holding the folder. Her gaze dropped to it first, then rose to my face. What are you doing in my daughter's room? Taking back my property. I opened the folder so she could see the first page. That is my draft. That is her copied version. And she has my mother's necklace. Dana closed the door behind her. The click sounded soft. Her voice did not. Do you think finding a few pages changes anything? It proves she stole from me. It proves nothing unless anyone important wants it to prove something. There it was. No denial. No fake confusion. Just the quiet confidence of someone who had already decided the referee belonged to her. You knew, I said. You knew she took it. Yes. The answer came so cleanly that my anger sharpened instead of flaring. And you let her wear my mother's necklace too. I let my daughter avoid losing. That's what you call this. That is what the world calls this, Lena. She moved closer. You and Savannah are applying into the same ecosystem. The same school resources, the same recommendation bandwidth, the same event season. You insist on standing on the same line, then you should not act shocked when someone moves first. You mean steals first. I mean wins first. I could feel my fingers digging into the folder edge. That's theft, that's competition. Then she looked toward the slight bulge in my pocket where the shipping label sat. That was the first time I saw real caution in her. Good. So she could still be surprised. If you are smart, Dana said, you will put the folder back, change for tonight, and stop before you create a trespassing issue for yourself. Rich people's rules are simple. You may feel hurt, you may not get loud, because once it gets loud, the ugly version always sticks to the poorer girl. I closed the folder. Then tonight is going to be educational. Maya called me the second she saw the photos. This stopped being gossip and turned into a case file. Good, I said. Stay useful. We met in the yearbook office while most of the school was busy with setup. She pulled up my Google Docs draft. Version history opened along the side, created, July 9, 10:14 p.m. account, laretsbard.edu, mine, 3 weeks before Savannah's supposed competition entry. Then, lower down, one deleted access point caught both our eyes. kellercounselling@spard.edu, kellercounselling@spard.edu. Ms. Keller had viewed the file. I searched my archived mail and found the share notification from Summer. Subject, shared draft. Body, can you tell me if the ending lands? Sent by me. Received by Miss Keller. I sat back in the chair. That was it. The last excuse died right there. This was not just Savannah being shameless or Noah being weak. The adult in charge of college applications had seen my essay first and still let the whole trap go forward. There was a knock at the door. Noah. Maya muted herself on instinct even though we were in the same room. I opened the door just enough to let him in. You have 5 minutes, I said. Coach is looking for me. Then use them well. His eyes landed on the version history and he went pale. You found it, keep going. He rubbed at the back of his neck. I didn't think it would get this far. You mean until the school started helping? He flinched. Savannah, said Miss Keller would smooth it over. Smooth what over? You, he said the word and looked down. They said if you didn't fight, it could stay quiet. You'd withdraw ED, maybe take a break, and nobody would have to make it formal. And Savannah would get what she wanted. He did not answer, which was answer enough. What did Dana promise you? I asked. That made him finally look at me. Recruiting help. A private trainer her clients know, a line into someone who could help with my tape. And Ms. Keller said the back-end login wouldn't turn into police or anything real. Just enough to make you look unstable and vindictive. I let that sit between us. Unstable, vindictive. Classic words for a girl they wanted discredited before she could defend herself. So you logged into the system. He did not say yes. He did not have to. Savannah wanted to make sure she was ahead. Then she said if an anonymous email mentioned your name too, it would support the plagiarism complaint. Maya swore under her breath. I kept my voice flat. When were they planning to finish it? Before the crowning tonight. Miss Keller said after homecoming it would be harder because too many people would be watching. I almost smiled at that. Too many people, that part I could use. Anything else? He hesitated. Dana only plans to save Savannah. If this actually blows up, they'll say I acted alone. Now we were getting somewhere. Fear finally made him honest. Then listen carefully, I said. From this point on, you are not Savannah's ally. You are her disposable evidence. So if you want any chance at surviving this, send me every text, screenshot and call record tied to her, Dana and Ms. Keller. Everything. He stared at me for a long second. This was the first time all day he had looked at me without trying charm first. Good. Charm was a waste of oxygen. Fine, he said. I'll send it. When he left, Maya unmuted herself and leaned back. I knew he was a coward. I did not realize he was a subscription service. He'll crack harder once he sees Dana abandoning him, I said. And if he doesn't, then I'll crack Savannah first. Revenge works better when the other side believes you have accepted defeat. I did not send anything to the school. I did not email the assistant principal. I did not threaten anybody. Instead, I dropped one message into the family group chat. I've thought about it. I'm withdrawing from homecoming and from Northwestern ED. Please stop talking to me about it. Danis responded with a hugging emoji. Savannah sent, this is the mature choice. Noah said nothing. 2 hours later, Maya texted me a screenshot. Savannah had sent a message into the wrong group. It was supposed to go to a private thread with Noah and Ms. Keller. Instead, it landed for 12 seconds in an old homecoming planning chat before she deleted it. That was long enough for Maya. Sage read, tonight before crowning. Make sure Lena is handled, beautiful, ugly, useful. Noah's packet came in after that, 3 items. 1. A text from Dana to him the previous night, do this cleanly. If she cries, let her. 2. A text from Ms. Keller that afternoon. Delete any screenshots from the office printer. Do not text Savannah details. 3. Doorbell footage. At 10:05 p.m., Noah entered the house through the side door. 3 minutes later, Savannah came in carrying her iPad. When she came out, my mother's silver necklace was around her throat. I watched the clip 3 times. The anger inside me settled instead of rising. That always happened when I got close to a real plan. Heat leaves. Precision takes over. Maya met me in the yearbook equipment room with a laptop and 2 HDMI adapters. I still have playback access, she said. You got restricted. I didn't. The candidate reel and the vote screen run through the same system. If we switch the file inside the 5-minute window, nobody can stop it before it's visible. I sorted the evidence in order. Print log. Version history, share email, doorbell footage, wrong group screenshot, texts. Then the photo of my handwritten draft, hard proof, Still, I wanted one more thing. Live betrayal. I wanted them saying it themselves. My phone lit again. Noah. Dana just told Savannah she can save her, not me. Attached was a grainy parking lot photo. Dana had one hand on Savannah's shoulder. The body language said everything. You first. Him later. I replied, if she starts blaming you, you answer first and loud. He wrote back after nearly 10 minutes. If she starts, I will. That was enough. Near dusk, Dana knocked on my bedroom door. Lena, are you really letting this go? Yes, I kept my voice level. I'm done fighting tonight. Her shoulders dropped by half an inch. Relief made her careless. Good. Families should not tear themselves apart in public. Don't worry, I said. The people getting torn apart tonight won't be me. St. Bard's always ran homecoming crowning at halftime in the gym. Lights down, band cut, cheerleaders back. Last year's queen puts a plastic crown on this year's queen. Parents record it. Students scream. The school posts the clip before midnight and pretends tradition still means something pure. This year the only real difference was me. I was sitting behind the yearbook playback station. Maya was at the door, blocking interruptions with a camera slung over her shoulder and the look she used when adults underestimated her on purpose. Savannah stood near the court in a fitted red dress. Noah wore his formal team jacket. Dana sat front row in the parent section. Miss Keller stood off to the side with her black clipboard. 1 minute before the crowning, Maya nodded once. Now. I hit space. The screen began with Savannah's candidate reel, smiles, volunteer shots, campaign photos, applause. Then the image cut to my printer log. 10:08 p.m. iPadSR, 2 front doors Ganol 2F, 27 copies. The crowd noise broke in the strangest way. Not a full stop. More like a rope snapping, voices falling into each other, heads turning, phones lifting again. I did not give them recovery time. Next slide. Google Docs version history. Created by Lena Joe on July 9, shared with Ms. Keller on July 25. Next slide. Photo of my handwritten draft, coffee mark intact. Next, doorbell video, Noah walking into my house, Savannah entering minutes later. Savannah leaving with my mother's necklace. The gym detonated. Parents were standing now as assistant. Students were shouting over each other. The assistant principal spun toward the tech table. Who authorized this? Miss Keller went pale. Cut the feed. Immediately, Maya clicked one more window open. The lower right corner of the screen gained a red live marker. Too late, she said without looking at them. It's streaming. I picked up the event mic. My voice came out steady and far calmer than the room deserved. Good evening. Since I've already been assigned the role of plagiarist and vote hacker, I think it's only fair everyone sees the rest. Savannah took one step forward. Lena. Are you insane? No. But you are in trouble. I brought up the screenshot of her wrong group message. Tonight before crowning, make sure Lenasa is handled. The parent section started buzzing in a whole different register. Adults love scandal as long as they get to call it concern. The assistant principal walked towards center court. Lena, stop this now. I will, I said, as soon as they answer. I turned towards Savannah. Why does your essay match mine line for line? She looked at the screen, then at Noah. Because he gave it to me. There it was, first bite. Every head in the gym swung to Noah. His face hardened. That's not how it happened. Really? Savannah snapped. You're the one who went into her house because you told me to. Because you said your mother and Ms. Keller would handle the rest. Dana stood. No, be careful. About what? He looked at her with something raw and furious now. You already decided I was disposable. You promised recruiting help if I played along. You said nobody cares what happens to Lena as long as Savannah keeps her season clean. Gasps this time. Real ones. Savannah turned on him. You used her account for the voting system. Because you wanted to make sure you won queen. And because Ms. Keller said tying Lena to both things would make her look unstable. Ms. Keller stepped forward at last. Enough. This will be addressed internally. I put her text on the screen. Delete any screenshots from the office printer. Do not text Savannah details. Sent from Ms. Keller's number. The gym got so quiet I could hear the band director inhale. The assistant principal looked at the screen, then at Ms. Keller. Claire. No title now. Just her first name. Explain that. She opened her mouth. Nothing useful came out. So I did not let her recover. You saw my draft first. You knew who wrote it. And still you pushed me to withdraw before you had verified anything. This was never about caution. It was about clearing space. Savannah's face changed then. Something in her finally snapped. She looked at me with tears standing in her eyes and pure hatred under them. Yes, she said. So what? The whole room froze around the words. You weren't supposed to take everything, the teachers, like you. The essays are yours. The scholarship makes you look noble. The admissions people eat that up. You got to walk in here and turn everybody's pity into advantage. I was just taking back what should have belonged to me. That confession finished the job. Dana closed her eyes. Noah looked stunned for half a second, then almost relieved, because now the truth was out in a way no one could pin on him alone. The coach's expression turned black. The assistant principal stopped pretending this was routine. Phones were everywhere. Parents were arguing. Students were filming like they were preserving a natural disaster. And, up above all of them, on the same giant screen that had been built to crown Savannah, every ugly thing they had done was now too large to deny. There was no crowning after that. The gym became an incident site. Security moved students back. The assistant principal split us into separate rooms. Administrators made phone calls in voices that tried to sound in control. Within the hour, the school had suspended Savannah's participation in the event and frozen her ED materials pending review. By morning, she was off student council too. Noah lost his captain patch before he left campus. The head coach was not sentimental enough to keep a quarterback who made the school look weak and stupid in the same night. Ms. Keller was placed on leave. The board had no choice. Too many parents had seen too much. Too many videos were already moving. They had tried to remove me in one evening. By the end of it, the only people removed were the ones who built the trap. It was after 1 a.m. when I finally walked out of the administration building. The parking lot was mostly empty. Dana was waiting beside her black Volvo with her coat wrapped tightly across her chest. For the first time since she married my father, she did not look inevitable. Lena, I stopped. Your father lands in the morning. I know, there were more private ways to handle this. I let out a short breath. Private like stealing my essay in private, using my login in private. Advising me to withdraw so your daughter could keep a cleaner path in private. She flinched. It was small. Real. Savannah is still young. She is 18. She panicked. No, she calculated. I took the spare key shipping sticker from my pocket and set it in her hand, and so did you. Dana looked down at it. Her fingers closed slowly. What do you want from me? Nothing. That's the part you still don't get. I stopped needing anything from you the second I understood you were never going to play fair. I turned to leave. She did not follow. Back at the house, everything was dark. Savannah had not come home yet. Or maybe she had and locked herself somewhere no one could see her. I went upstairs and opened the bottom compartment of my jewelry box. The silver necklace was there. I put it on. In the mirror, I looked exhausted, mascara half gone. Hair flattened from the gym, mouth still set too hard, but for the first time all day, I did not look cornered. I looked finished with them. My laptop was still open on Common App. Northwestern sat at the top of the list. My essay was uploaded. 2 front doors. I read the final paragraph once more, no softening, no edits for their comfort, no impulse to make the story prettier than it had been. Then I clicked through to the submission page. The final confirmation box appeared. Are you sure you want to submit? I thought of my mother then. Not the abstract version people perform grief around. The real one. The woman who locked the apartment door with one hand while balancing groceries with the other. The woman who used to tell me that doors do not open because you deserve them. They open because you keep reaching even after someone teaches you not to. I touched the silver at my throat. Then I clicked submit. The page spun once. And then the words appeared. Application submitted. The room was completely still. Somewhere downstairs, the refrigerator huffed and stopped. I looked at the screen until the words felt solid. Some doors had closed tonight, but not on me, on them. And for the first time since my mother died, the second door in my life felt like it might actually be mine.